Hey, too, Dre here. I'm not hiding my uniform shirt today because I am going to try to make a video without cursing anybody out or without saying any kind of racist stuff, right? In any case, I want to talk about somebody. I made a comment. Okay, somebody came to one of my videos and made a comment. I think it was a video about me towing. Well, anyway, they said that I don't need to be towing with my new F-150 because it has 331 gears. They said that I need 373 gears to tow with it. They said that the 331 won't allow my 2.7 to get into its power band, and it won't allow it to pull a trailer as effectively as 373 gears. I corrected them and also reminded them that new transmissions, because of 6-speed transmissions, having 373 gears is not necessary anymore. Yes, I will admit, if the truck had 373 gears, it would pull better than it does, but because of the low first, second, and third gear, the truck pulls better than the old 4-speed automatic. Actually, fourth gear is also lower than in the 4-speed automatic. Now, I may not be exactly correct on the gear ratio, but I believe first gear is a 417. Is no taller than the 407. I think it's 417. Second gear is like a 235, 234, something like that. Third gear is like a 180 something. Fourth gear is like a 115. Now, if you count off 4 gears in the old 4-speed automatic, first gear is 270, second gear is like 150, 157, something like that. Third gear is drive, and fourth gear is overdrive. So see, the 6-speed automatic, the first 4 gear ratios are a lot lower than they were in the old 4-speed automatic. That's the reason you don't need the 373 gears anymore to tow. Now, some people will say, well, because of the 331, the truck is going to do a lot of downshifting. Well, the computer in that truck is smart enough to keep it from hunting. It doesn't hunt. It does not hunt at all. It drops sometimes 2 gears, and it holds it until you get to the top of the hill, and then it shifts back up. It don't hunt back and forth. So there's not a problem with that. Now, some people will say that the transmission is going to downshift anyway more because of the 331 gears. Well, my company has an F-250 6.2 liter V8, and I think that truck has 373 gears, I think. And that truck, when it hit a hill, I was pulling a trailer in it. I don't know exactly how much the trailer weighed, but it was probably close to 7,000 pounds also. That truck dropped from it dropped from 6th to 4th gear every time you hit a hill. So just because you have 373 gears don't necessarily mean your transmission is not going to drop a gear. I mean, there used to be a time when we thought downshifting, going uphill, pulling the trailer was killing the transmission. I thought that too. After learning how to work on transmission, after learning how the 4L60E work, I now know better than that. Actually, downshifting is probably better for the transmission because the power is running straight through the transmission. In drive, in the 4L60E, everything is turning. The power is going straight through the transmission. But getting back to it, because of the 6-speed automatic, the new pickup trucks do not need 373 gears to tow. They don't need it, especially a half-ton truck. Now, I'm sure the 3/4 ton trucks, they probably still have 373s or whatever, but hell, they are designed exactly for towing. Now my F-150, the majority of the time, probably 99% of the time, it's gonna be just nothing but the truck. So it don't need to be riding around with 373 gears. But in any case, I just thought I'd make a video explain this to some people. And I forgot to say this. This guy mentioned that pulling off, again, the 373 gears would allow the engine to produce more torque. Well, that new 6-speed automatic, because of the 417 first gear, if you multiply that time the 331, it's producing more torque. It's putting more torque to the ground than the old 4-speed automatic, even with 373 gears. In other words, if you multiply 2.7 times 373, I don't remember what the number were, but it's a lot lower than if you multiply 417 times 331. So in other words, the 6-speed transmission pulling off is going to produce more torque than the old school 4-speed automatic. As a matter of fact, in second gear, like I said, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, the 6-speed automatic is going to produce more torque than the old 4-speed automatic. That's the reason why Ford chose to put 331 gears in the F-150 with the 2.7. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Before I found out that my gear ratio, I assumed that Ford would put 373 gears in the 2.7 because the engine is so small. I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna have much turbo lag, but I still figured that they would put low gears in there because the engine was so small. But again, they're not needed. I mean, that's something. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's the people who have not driven EcoBoost that are raising all the complaints. They haven't driven them, because if you drove a EcoBoost, either 2.7 or 3.5, either one, you will be impressed with the power they make. As a matter of fact, these people claim they love power. They love power. Oh, I love power. I love low-end torque. I love it. Well, if you drive a 2.7, that's what you're going to get. Low-end torque. You're going to get torque mid-range. You're going to get torque high RPM. That 2.7's got power everywhere. Everywhere. And I mean, I sometimes forget until I floor it and I see the engine, it shifts a little past 6,000 RPM. I think it's like 6,200 RPM that it shifts at. And to me, that's really amazing to have a Ford pickup truck that's shifting out at 6,200 RPM and not just raising a bunch of noise. It's actually putting down power. I'm impressed with the truck. I'm deadly 100% impressed with my F-150. I bring this up every time because I'm hoping somebody at Ford hears me. Only thing I hate about it is the rough ride. That's the only thing I hate about it. It's got a rough ride. Ford is so bent on carrying the most weight of any half-ton pickup truck. They got those heavy-duty springs in the back, and the truck rides like a 3/4 ton. Some people get angry with me for calling it a F-165. It's not an F-165, it's a F-150. Well, dog, it rides like an F-165. If you ask me, that's what it rides like. Somewhere between a F-150 and an F-250 is where that sucker rides when it's empty. Now, when I have large people in my family, now I get my niece, her brother, her sister, and myself in that sucker. Oh, by the way, my other niece, girlfriend, who's also kind of on the thick side, If we put all 5 of those people in my truck, and it actually holds 6, because I forget my armrest folds up into a seat. So if I put that much weight in that sucker, it rides like a Cadillac with stiff bushings. That's what that sucker rides like. But and it'll still haul some butt with all that weight up in there too. Anyway, this is Dre. I'm gonna let y'all go on that subject before I did say ASS, but people can say ASS on regular TV, so I don't think I curse. This might be the first video I've made in a while that I didn't curse. Dre, y'all have a good day. Bye.